I just wanted to make a quick update on Chinese stocks here just to show you what's really going on. So since the bottom here back in 1987, we can see that each level, the orange level here and the blue level have been super important for the HSI. And we can see that now price, after getting rejected by this blue level 3 times, it just went down back to retest this angle. Basically, for the first time since it touched right here back in 1989. So that was a back test basically of this angle, and it did break through a little bit and flipped it to resistance, but now it's back on top of that angle once again. So what we can see now that possibly could price come back down to this level around 1940 or 19,400. That is a possibility, right? But I'm going to show some confluence right now of this plus some other stocks showing you what's really going on in the markets here. So from this fib, from the high there down to the low, what we really see is maybe it won't get back to that level, and maybe this 382 is enough. So we can just take off our GAN just to show you that it's at support right now. It did actually go through support a little bit and went down to 19,977, so it did wick through that 20,045. So this level is super important from the all-time high down to this low. So this is basically trying to stay within a new trading range for the HSI. So this is really good confluence that perhaps price is in a bottoming process and the Chinese stocks are once again almost ready to rally again. And next, I want to talk about FUTU just to give more confluence of certain stocks at support. And so with this one, it did shoot straight up to the green level, and I'm still really bullish on FUTU. I think it has a bright future. It just lost this angle. It wasn't really quite ready to break it as support, so now it's going lower. So will it in fact come back down to the 70s right here, to this arc, maybe 70 or even a little bit lower, 65? Well, let's pull up the fibs here to see if there's any confluence of support. So we'll go up here to the high, to the low, and what do you know? This 618 was the 886.02, and price did get to 86.41, so it almost got there already. And this is looking like the possibility of going down to that support is there, or it's almost there, right? So this is a great development because it was just obvious the 786 was rejection, was a resistance, which it usually is, and it just got rejected, and now it went back to one fib level to retest that support below. So this actually looks really decent. That support is there or almost there for FUTU, and I don't think it really needs to come back down to these levels, and it could just start to build a base on top of this 618 around the $86 level to then again build a base and go higher into the 100s, 120s, 150s, and possibly this green level above the 180s or 200s. So this stock does have great potential once again, and I really want to see this 86.02 hold as support. And lastly, I'll just talk about JD right here, and I think this one looks pretty good too because since this bottom right here in 2016, each level has kind of been important. This orange, and it almost made it up to this blue, but not quite. And then price came back down to basically almost go back and do like a triple bottom, right? It did a double bottom here, almost a triple bottom, but it was a higher low from here. And now price is actually breaking out. It got rejected by my orange level, which is not a surprise. So will price actually come back down to the 37.56 to reach that as support for this resistance, this angle that was a support, flip to resistance and trying to flip back to a support? Well, let's pull up a fib just to see if we have more confluence of information here from the top down to the bottom. And we can see, well, what do you know? The 3909, that is the 382. And it did, in fact, get rejected by the 50% level, the 47.48. So we can look here and we can even see that price broke out, right? Got rejected, and now it's back testing an important fib level, and maybe it wants to stay in this trading range in order to go higher. So we're really going to watch this $39 level, and even this angle down below, maybe around 37.45, just to see if it does want to wick down there and get more liquidity to grab that in order to go higher. So based off of the HSI, just off of a few stocks like FUTU and JD, it's looking like things want to go higher. We can even actually put on YINN, YINN, and that's the 3x bull for China. And we can see I have an arrow drawn there. And why do I have an arrow drawn there? We can see that with the Ichimoku, it is back testing that, and we can put on the SMAs. It is back testing the 100 and the top of the cloud. So there's even more confluence that some things just broke out, got extended, and now they're back testing levels. So the Chinese market does look like it's in a bottoming process. We do need to see a base being built, and I think that could be a good opportunity for these stocks to then run up again to the next level in the future. And I think things still look really good and really healthy. All they're doing now is back testing a support. So let's pay attention to those support levels and see if they hold.